So what's on tap for today, folks? Well, it's another great reaction video to one of our senators that we love to see when they put these elites and these government officials in the hot seat. And the hot seat today is by Jennifer Granholm. That's right, the energy secretary. This is the same person, folks, that back in 2016, the morning of the election that Donald Trump won. Well, guess what? She basically was giddy, absolutely giddy, to the point where people were wondering if she was on something or whatever. She literally said Michigan is in the bag for Hillary Clinton. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. And we all know what happened in the state of Michigan. Anyways, we're going to get to that reaction video in just the next few seconds. But before we do so, just want to let you know, if you're first time here, or if you haven't done so already, we'd love you to subscribe to the channel. You are watching the Dr. Nasir Shaikh Show. I'm your guest host for today. My name is Dr. Shaikh. And hit that notification bell, like, share, and follow the video. Let's get to Josh Hawley grilling Jennifer Granholm.
Secretary Granholm, today in the state of Missouri, the average price of gasoline today, as of this morning, is $4.10. Average price of diesel is $5.18. And I'm sure you've seen the reporting this morning that now AAA is projecting that gas prices will hit a national average of $6 a gallon by the month of August. Is this acceptable to you?
No, it is not. And you can thank the activity of Vladimir Putin for invading Ukraine and pulling essentially those barrels.
With all due respect, Madam Secretary, that's utter nonsense. In January of 2021, the average gas price in my state was $2.07. 8 months later, long before Vladimir Putin invaded Ukraine, that price was up over 30%, and it has been going up consistently since. What are you doing to reverse this administration's policies that are drawing down our own supply of energy in this country, that are throttling oil and gas production in the United States of America? What are you doing about it?
With respect, sir, it is.
Okay, before we get to her answer, everything, folks, what is it? It's always something else. It's Putin. It's his gas prices. He's the one that raised them. If it's not that, Ukraine. I mean, it was the illusion, the collusion, delusion. It was January 6th. Who knows what it was? Oh, it was MI6, right? It was the dossier. It was the Russians. I mean, everything except the stupidity of the policies of the administration. Oh, it couldn't be us. Couldn't be me. Couldn't be Biden. Couldn't be any of us. No, it has to be somebody else. Let's hear what idiot has to say. The Secretary of Energy, Jennifer Granholm.
It is not administration policies that have affected supply and demand.
How can you say that when the price of gas was up over 30% from January to... you answer my questions, and it's my time, Madam Secretary, so why don't you answer my question? From January to August, the price of gasoline was up over 30%. In my state alone, it has been a continuous upward tick since then. And here's what your president did when he first came to office. He immediately re-entered the Paris Climate Accord. He canceled the Keystone Pipeline. He halted leasing programs in Anwar. He issued a 60-day halt on all new oil and gas leases and drilling permits on federal lands and waters. That's nationwide. That accounts, by the way, for 25% of U.S. oil production. He directed federal agencies to eliminate all supports for fossil fuels. He imposed new regulations on oil and gas and methane emissions. Those were all just in the first few days. Are you telling me that's had no effect on our energy supply?
94%.
Before we get to her answer, again, Josh Hawley. I mean, everything that Biden did within the first few days of the administration was basically to yank the energy independence that President Trump had created in his 4 years in office. Basically just flushed everything right down the freaking toilet. And that just started the cascade of what we're seeing basically right now, folks. Energy independence, energy producing jobs, energy out there in all aspects. Coal, wind, solar, talk about everything, nuclear, geothermal, hydroelectric, everything should be on the table. Nothing should be, gas, or LNG, oil, all of that. But these people don't want that. They want to basically completely decimate, obliterate gas, oil, coal. And all they want us to do is basically stay on what? Solar and wind. Let's hear what Jennifer Granholm has to say in response to that question.
Of the oil and gas executives that were surveyed by the Dallas Fed said that administration policies had nothing to do with the increase in the price of oil.
I'm not interested in opinions of these people. I'm interested in the facts. Are you telling me that these policies had no effect? Is that your testimony that these policies had no effect? Are you telling me, Madam Secretary, are you telling me under oath that these policies had no effect?
I'm telling you that 94% of the oil and gas industry.
I'm not interested in their opinion. I'm interested in the facts.
So, no, they did not. Ask
that is
Vladimir
a remarkable statement
about the increase in demand and the decrease in supply from pulling Russian barrels of oil off the market, thanks to rightly the United States saying we're not going to take Russian oil. Coming out of COVID.
So what explains the increase between January and August of 2021?
Coming out of COVID, there was an increase in demand because people were driving again. When there was no demand, the prices dropped. That is a basic law of economics. The prices dropped.
I have to say, Madam Secretary, with all due respect, your answers are insulting. And they are insulting to the people of Missouri who are looking for action. Now, you said 2 months ago your department was on war footing. What are you doing to bring down the price of gasoline, which has been going up consistently since you took office?
The price of gasoline is derived from the price of oil. The price of oil is at $110 a barrel.
What are you doing to increase it?
On a global market, sir? If you could let me finish.
If you would answer my question.
I am answering your question, sir. Oil is traded on a global market. We are paying extremely high prices today, just as they are in Japan.
What are you doing to get it down?
Just as they are in Germany. Just as they are in South Africa.
What are you doing to get it down?
We are calling for an increase in supply. We are releasing 1 million barrels a day from the Strategic Petroleum Reserve to try to balance out.
Who are you getting it calling for an increase in supply from?
It is the largest tool that we have to be able
to do that.
Our allies are also.
Excuse me,
please. Senator Hawley, your time's expired.
Could I get an answer to this question, Mr. Chairman? Who are you calling for an increase in supply from?
From our domestic oil and gas manufacturers, from international oil and
Even
gas
as you cancel their leases?
Senator Hawley, if you want to answer, you have to allow the Secretary to answer.
I've said we have called repeatedly for increases in supply from domestic oil and gas manufacturers, from international oil and gas manufacturers. We want to increase supply, and that is why the president released an unprecedented amount from the Strategic Petroleum Reserve, and our international allies also released from their reserves to try to balance out supply and demand while the oil and gas companies increase supply. And the the Energy Information Administration has projected that they will have.
I don't know how much more we can go on with this idiotic, moronic, retarded dribble that is coming out of the verbal diarrhea of the mouth of the Secretary of Energy, Jennifer Granholm. I mean, for her basically to say, what? Yeah, so we're increasing our supplies. We're asking other people to increase their supplies and their sales to us. Who are we asking? Oh, we're asking the people domestically to increase production, increase sales. Oh, we're asking everybody outside the country. We're asking our foreign partners, okay, to do it. I mean, come on, folks. Do you know that for the very first time in the history of the United States under the Trump administration, America was energy independent? We were exporting more than we were importing. We were the world leader of exporting energy around the globe. That's the way it should be. Not only is that going to increase GDP for the United States of America, not is that only going to increase the energy sector, but it's going to increase high-paying jobs in those areas. It's going to bring new technology. It's going to do so much for the United States of America to be energy independent. National security reasons. We don't have to depend on anybody. Don't have to depend on those idiots in OPEC. Don't have to depend, on other foreign, even partners of ours or even adversaries of ours that we always enter into different types of, treaties and negotiations with. But we would be the ones that would be controlling the destiny of ourselves in terms of the energy sector, energy production. We should be the leaders in everything. We should be the leaders in liquid natural gas, LNG. We should be the leaders in terms of not only developing, but procuring, shipping, selling oil, coal, clean coal, whatever, nuclear, geothermal, everything, solar, wind, whatever. But we should be at the lead. But that doesn't mean that we basically say, you know what, oil industry, let's crush it. Coal industry, let's crush it. Gas industry, we need to crush it. All because we want to be, what, part of the Church of Climatology, part of the this fraud that's being perpetrated about global warming, global cooling, climate change, all that crapola? Of course not. But that's what this administration is doing. They're decimating the energy industry, which is the energy industry and the technology industry, computers, high tech, cyber, all that. That's what's going to be the future of this country, folks. Manufacturing is going to be, let's manufacture here too. But we've got to be able to do that without being, just crushed by the weight of regulations and rules. And just because the administration has this global warming zealotry, this climate change zealotry that they have, that we've just got to stop everything. We've got to get rid of oil, get rid of everything that's giving us energy right now, and go to these ones that are just, it's not there yet, folks. We can't supply our energy supplies. We can't do that with just wind and solar and and geothermal and hydroelectric. We can't do that. Everybody knows it, but they just perpetrate this fraud. And it feels good. Oh, you know what? Oh, our carbon footprint is decreasing. Nobody gives a crap about the carbon footprint if we don't have the energy independence to move forward. Anyways, we appreciate you taking the time to watch this video with us. We hope you enjoy as much as we did making it. And if this is the first time that you're here, we'd certainly like you to subscribe to the channel. You've been watching the Dr. Nasir Shaikh Show. I've been your guest host. My name is Dr. Nasir. And if you haven't already done so, hit that notification bell. Like, share, and follow us with all your friends. You know what happens, that our algorithms all increase. And we get our stuff out there to everybody that we want to see these videos. Anyways, folks, I'll leave you with my final thought, which is, when you're right, you're right. And when you're left, you're wrong. We'll see you again next time, folks. Take care and stay safe.